Today, I'll be showing you defensive tips and tricks on how to stop a 5-out offense. So the way you want to set up your defense against a 5-out is first you want to put your best possible defender or your lockdown defender on the point guard, and usually this is the person that will be dribbling and isoing. After that, you want to put your best paint protectors, which will usually be your center or your power forward, in the corners, but you could also put your point guard in the corner instead of like your power forward, only if your point guard is able to play good defense on a back door. So if they call a back door with their power forward, if your point guard's able to gap the cut well and stop the power forward from scoring, then you could have him play defense in the corner. Now, the way you want to rotate on a 5-out is pretty easy. So all you'll do is, say the point guard blows by the lockdown, you want to have your center slide over to the paint, and once the center slides over to the paint, whoever's guarding this left wing, the point guard or the shooting guard, will be rotating and replacing the center's corner. And as that happens, the lockdown that just got beat off the dribble is going to rotate to that point guard's wing. So then by the time that point guard gets towards the rim, the center is back on him and everybody's replaced everybody else's position. And also, if you have a situation where the point guard instead goes towards the right, if you have a power forward or a good paint protector in the other corner, you could run the same exact thing. Have the power forward drop to the drive, the shooting guard replace his corner, and the lockdown run out to this swing. So it all depends on your personnel and what people you have on the court to rotate. Now, another tip that I could give, and the reason why I put the weakest defender on the wing sometimes, is because let's say they call a cut on your weakest defender. So right here, say their lock cuts on you, you have a situation now where your center can pick up on this cut because he's a good paint protector, and your point guard should be fast enough to be able to run out to this corner. Now, as a defender, one of the most important parts about guarding an ISO guard is trying to manage and like gauge where their stamina is at during the possession. I gotta take. Oh yeah. He's out of stam now. He's out of stam now. You could just play for his drive. 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 Yup. You there, Keys? You there? Never mind, you not. Now, even though they scored on that possession, it wasn't because of the guard. But I want to use this possession to really explain that when you're guarding ISO guards, 9 times out of 10, especially if they're tall, they're only going to have a 92 or lower ball handle, which means they only have gold handles for days and silver handles for days. So you kind of have to use this to your advantage, because you can, as a defender, you could kind of get them to dribble too much. If you could get their guard to dribble too much, as the possession goes on, they're going to run into the issue is, if they try to shoot with less stamina, their jump shot is going to be slower. So like at the beginning of the possession, you kind of have to play a little bit more for their 3-ball, but as the possession goes more and more, you can kind of play a little bit back to play for their dunk or try to bait them into a jump shot, and you're more likely going to be able to contest them, because when their stamina is lower, their jump shot is going to be slower. So you have to try and get them to dribble too much and to waste as much stamina as possible. And you're going to notice this is a big reason why during the possession, I'm telling my lockdown to just play for his drive, play back, because I know once he's out of stam, he doesn't really want to shoot the ball. He just wants to get an easy dunk, or he just wants to try and pass the ball. Now, let's say you're playing a PG with like 95 ball handle, Hall of Fame handles for days. Doing this method is kind of going to be a lot harder to do. So in this situation, you still want to do the same thing, but you also want to try and send a lot more help when this player is like driving to the basket or trying to get themselves open. But the most important thing when it comes to that is you have to communicate with your teammates. You're not just gonna play against a 5-out team, not say nothing, and then expect to get stops. It's just not how it's gonna work, because a 5-out already is structured in the fact that you have one person dribbling the ball and 4 people that are standing still. So in that alone, they're going to be more structured than any other team if you guys aren't communicating. When a small guard has like a 95 ball handle for Hall of Fame handles for days, he has to either be missing out on the 93 or 94 driving dunk, or he's missing out on high pass accuracy. So this is the time to send a lot more help, because they either can't really throw a lot of bailout passes, or their posterizers aren't going to be as like effective because they have a lower rating. That's going to be you,
I'm waiting
Reg.
for him to pass it back. I'm waiting for him to pass it back.
Yep.
Bro.
I'm showing for you a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm holding L2 on him. Yep. Reg, I got your rotation.
We good. We're good.
Yup, he too tired now. He too tired now.
I'm back at him.
Yup, you there, Keys?
I'm here. I'm still here. Reggie,
You back there?
Drop step. Look, I'm here. I'm tough. I'm here. Move.
Reg go. Oh, damn.
Yo, I'm a big body. I'm not gonna lie to y'all niggas, bro. I don't need no help, bro. They get it too.
All right, so I want to use those 2 clips to kind of explain a couple of things here. Now, before I get to the help, the first thing that I want to explain is that as a defender, the first thing you could do is try and harass the ball handler so that they get real uncomfortable and start passing the ball off, or just like aren't able to get into their dribble combination, because it's just going to throw their whole rhythm off. On top of that, another thing that you could do as a defender is like try and like push the ball handler like towards another defender. So you can see right here how like he's in a bad spot because he's close to me. Since I'm close to him, you could kind of do some cheese and you could hold L1 and it'll like do a trapper animation, where sometimes you might end up getting a jump ball, or it's going to be harder for this point guard to pass the ball out. So once he gets under the 3-point line, and like he may start calling a screen, that's where a lot more help is going to come in. This is where your communication, like calling a switch, saying I'm fighting over, things like that, is going to be really important, so that you guys are able to match their offense. Because the whole point of you doing all of this harassing the ball handler, helping, the whole point of that is to get him to put the game in his teammates' hands, to get him to pass the ball to everybody else, because one, they're not the ones dribbling the ball, and they're not the ones taking the most shots, so they're going to be in the least rhythm. So you want him to put the ball in their hands because they're more likely to make the mistake. And once you get these other players to make turnovers and take bad shots, it's going to mess up the whole morale of the team, because the point guard is going to stop trusting everybody else on the court. So you're going to notice right here, he passes the ball off to their power forward or center. I think this was their center. And you're going to see he has the post up. And right here, our other teammate is able to bait him into throwing a pass that's not there. And then he's going to try and post up, do the same thing. And then they both get baited again, and he throws another pass. If that was the point guard that was posting him up, he probably would have made the right decision and just went straight up and been a lot more patient. But since we're putting the ball into other people's hands that aren't the point guard, we're able to get more stops. And now I'm going to show you these next 2 live clips to kind of emphasize, to try and make the point guard have to think and not to show him the same exact thing every time. I got take.
All right, I'm about to rip him.
I'm picking him right out for me, Fifth. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dunk.
I love it, Reg. I love it, Reg. Come on. 2 minutes left. Come on.
I got him.
I'm here. I'm good. Trust me. You're good, Fifth.
I'm ripping him.
Yo, he's good. That's a travel.
Oh my God. Wait.
I got your rotation. I got you. Yup, Fifth. Stay right. Yes. So you're going to see right here, it's like the 4th quarter with 2 minutes left. And you're going to see that he's going to call like a give and go play right here. And I drop out of the corner and I'm able to get the steal. And the reason why he throws the pass is because throughout the whole game, I never dropped to any cut. So the point guard was real confident in throwing this pass because he's not expecting me to drop out of the corner. And you're going to see this gives us a steal and we're able to get a fast break. So now on this next possession, I want you guys to look at my player, see where I position myself. You're going to see I'm kind of like, I say short corner, like I'm not really on my man. There's a gap between us. So you're gonna see at the beginning of the possession, I'm moving back and forth to kind of show like I'm anticipating a cut, and then I start playing my man tight. And then as the possession goes on, when he drives, I just step a little bit and he assumes that I'm helping, because the prior possession I dropped out of the corner, and then at the beginning of the possession I showed as if I'm ready to help. So this makes him throw the pass even though I know I'm not gonna help, and this ends up making him throw a pass over here, and now he has to give the pass to this person who gives the pass to that person, and now it's 13 seconds left and the point guard has to wait to get the ball. And then this is right here, you're gonna see the centers trying to make a move, and I'm telling my teammates, yo, trust Reg, let him play defense, because because the center is not the point guard, he doesn't have as much dribbling ability, so I have faith in his defense that he's gonna be able to stop him. And it also tells my teammates, do not over help and like give something else open. Do not over help and let him play defense, because I know we're going to be able to get a stop. I also want to use this possession to kind of explain how the dunk meter in the game works. If you guys haven't seen Joe Knows' video on how the dunk meter works, make sure to go check that out. This is where I got this information from. But you're going to see right here, he goes for a dunk and it's somewhat open and he ends up getting a very early. And the reason for that is kind of weird, but basically when he flicks his right stick down up, if nobody is in the paint right here, say Fifth, my power forward right here is like over here and the paint's wide open, he's gonna get a big meter. But since he's standing in the paint, he ends up getting a small meter even though he doesn't commit. So the reason why he misses this dunk isn't necessarily because our center helps, it's because he was in the paint to make his dunk meter small. So this is something you kind of want to keep in mind when you are helping. So certain takes may look like it's BS, oh they shouldn't be making this dunk, or how did they miss this dunk. That's kind of the reason why. But again, switching up your rotations in your defense and not helping the same exact way every time can throw a team off, because you're gonna see maybe 2 possessions later, since Fifth helped in that first possession, you're gonna see on the drive he tries to dot him because he thinks he's helping again, but he's really not. You just want to communicate with your teammates and let them know like what you guys are doing. If you want them to help, tell them, yo, rotate for me. And also a big thing too is to try and let your teammates know early whether or not you want them to help. You could say little things like at the beginning of the possession, like I'm forcing him left center side. If he goes your way, help, and I'm gonna rotate for you. Let it be known before it actually happens. And then another possession, you could be like, yo, trust me, don't help, because you might feel like he's gonna pass it to the corner. You want to switch it up to throw the point guard's head off. If you guys help out the same corner 5-7 possessions in a row, you keep dropping out the corner, the point guard's eventually going to try and make the pass as early as possible. But if you're helping out the corner and it's getting a stop every time, keep doing that until it stops working, and then adjust from that and try and get him to throw a bad pass. And another important thing to keep in mind is that you guys just want to continue to stay composed and disciplined, and also that your defense can lead to easy offense. Like right here, how I get this blitz steal and get a dunk, understand all it takes is 1 or 2 stops to really change the momentum of the game. Even if their guard is scoring a lot of points, or like they have a rhythm going, all it takes is for you to get 1 or 2 stops to really throw off their whole flow. If you end up getting a steal on the guard, it might rattle him and force him to put the ball in somebody else's hand who might not make the best decision because they're not the point guard, so they may not have the same type of IQ or skill ability, or even a build that's able to create for itself. So you just want to use your defense to make your offense a lot better. All it takes is like 2 stops to really get the momentum going for your team. So if you get like a 6-point lead or more than that, understand that a 5-out team is going to be a lot harder for them to get a whole bunch of threes to catch up with you compared to another team that uses screens or a different form of offense. But if you're a guard that's having trouble getting by defenders and having a better offensive game, be sure to check out my last video on how to beat 91+ steal defenders.